Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will share with you a very nice bag recipe that I prepared with fox velvet yarn of spaghetti yarn and worked on canvas using only the chain technique. I am sure that even those who are new to knitting can do this very easily. In other words, if you only know how to make a chain, you can prepare such a bag very easily. I want to show you our accessories up close. Take a look. I used a very nice handle. Let's see the lock detail right away. Look, it's a very deep, practical bag that's suitable for daily use. Let's close the lock right away. You can also use different accessories. It's completely up to your taste. Look, the canvas consists of 3 pieces. We'll finish our bag with just the chain technique on the canvas. The base is like this. Look, the wall is right there. Let's look at the back. It looks amazing when it's attached. It's a very nice bag. You can easily finish it in about a day. It's not a bag that takes a lot of time. It's incredibly fun and easy to make. I tried to share all the details with you step by step in the video. I hope it's useful. Before moving on to our detailed recipe, I'd like to make a small request from you. You can subscribe to our channel for free. I'd be really happy if you like the video and don't forget to leave your comments. Let's move on to our recipe. I'll use Spaghetti Yarn's Fox Velvet yarn for my bag. I want to share the properties of the yarn with you right away. The mixture is 100% super soft polyester, 100 grams in weight and 100 meters in length. Look, it's a beautiful fluffy yarn with a very soft texture. At the end of the video, I will share with you how much I used. By the way, I want to share a nice discount news from my subscribers from Spaghetti Yarn. You can complete your shopping with a 10% discount with the Kurukan10 code that you can use for your purchases of 300 teraliters and above from spaghettiyard.com. I would like to thank the Spaghetti Yarn family for this nice discount. I want to show you the other materials that I will use for my bag. Look, this is a ready-made plastic canvas bag set consisting of 3 pieces. You can easily find it in haberdashery, hobby supply stores or on the internet. It is usually sold in black and transparent colors as far as I know. Look, it consists of 3 pieces. It has an oval base. I will tell you its dimensions right away because these are sold in sizes. There are bigger ones. There are smaller ones. Right now the length of the oval base is 20 centimeters. Still 12.5 centimeters. Look, there is a ready oval base and 2 identical pieces that form the wall part. I will tell you the width of this right from the middle part. It is 35 centimeters long. Length is 26 centimeters. Look, it is a 3-piece canvas bag set. As I said, these are sold ready. I also plan to use a handle like this. This bag handle belongs to FY Bag Accessory. I will add the link of their Instagram account and website below in the description section. You can reach this handle from FY Bag Accessory. I plan to use this bag handle, but maybe I can change it at the end of the video. Again, we will see this at the end of the video. First of all, let's move on to completing our bag. Look here, we will prepare our bag by filling the gaps using the chain technique. It has a very simple construction method. Now first look here. I remove the plastic part that is left outside, this ready piece. Here we first need to determine the ends of the base. Why? When we assemble the bag here, these edge points should come right in the middle of the edge of the base of the bag. In other words, I cut 2 ropes to be able to fix the bag nicely so that it stands balanced and the base does not look crooked. Look, 2 small pieces. Now I look at the boxes at the very end of the bag. Look, I started with a triangle here. I close the other box. I close another box opposite each other. There are 2 boxes in the middle. Now I will pass the rope through the point where these 2 boxes are in the middle. Look, one end of the rope from one wing of the box is exactly in the middle of these 2 boxes. I will pass the other end of the rope through the other point. Look at the middle of the bag, the point where the 2 boxes are. I definitely tie the rope here. The rope should remain here so that it comes right to the edge and becomes the whole of my bag. I do the same thing here, the last triangle in the row. I close the other box opposite. There are 2 boxes in the middle. I pass my ropes through this box, the end of the rope, and I'm tying a knot like this. Look, this is an important trick. Now we will embroider our bag. We will embroider the other two bags in two pieces in the same way. For this stage, I will use a 3mm crochet hook. Look, we will complete our bag with the chain technique again. I immediately take the end of the yarn like this. Look, I want to show you the texture of the yarn closely. It is very soft now. Look, we will start embroidering from this far corner. But this triangle is very small, look. We will join these places with the etamine needle with these boxes at the end anyway. I'm skipping this triangle, I'm dipping into another point. I take the yarn from here to the end of my hook. I took out a loop. I'm going into another box. Look, I took out a loop. It's waiting. I took out a loop from the other box. I've taken out two loops right now. I'm passing the last loop I took out through the first loop. Then this yarn will be outside like this. I'm going into another box, look. I took my yarn to the end of my hook and pulled out a loop from here. I slid it from my waiting loop. I'm going into another box. I pulled out a loop. And I scrolled. Look at this middle part clearly visible with the slip stitch like this. I'm sinking into another box. Take out the loop. I am making my slip. Look, we have completed this row with a chain. Now there is a very small triangle here. My hook does not fit. These points are the points where we will make the connection. Since the yarn is also hairy, these points are already closed. Now I will move on to another row. Look, I want to start from that point there. I am jumping directly to this point. I am making a loop again and making a slip in another column. Then look, I started from the top. I am inserting into another box. I am making a loop and making a slip. I am inserting into another box and making a loop. I slide the stitch I removed from the waiting stitch. Look, I fill each box by passing through the chain once like this. Since the yarn is a hairy yarn, passing through once like this is enough. I dip into each box once and see, I dip into another box. I make my last box slide here. Then I immediately move on to another box. Look, I just pull a chain, I sink, I take out a loop, I take out a loop, I pass the loop through the waiting loop with the chain technique. Look, we moved on to another row. Look at each row like this. It is already quite obvious when we open it. When we do it this way, we can do it even if we don't sew a lining to this bag. The outside looks very nice, just like the inside, but of course you can sew a lining if you want. Lined bags always have a long life. If you have the opportunity, you can sew a lining. But it is a very nice example that you can use without a lining. Look, weave it like this, close the boxes and see how it looks from the inside. We will cover the entire shape with the chain technique by weaving it back and forth in this way to completely cover this plastic image. Look at the other two pieces. We can start from the end here. We can start from the end here. You can do it in any direction you want, whether it's from top to bottom or from side to side. You can close it in the direction you want. You can fill it now. Let's fill all three pieces completely with the chain technique. Then let's move on to the joining process. Look, as I described to you, I completed all three pieces in the same way. I will set the base aside like this. Look, I am closing the two pieces forming the body with their opposite sides facing the flower, one on top of the other. Now I will combine these edges. The base and the mouth of the bag will remain open. Then we will place the base. For this I am using an etamine needle like this. I place my thread on the etamine needle in a way that it will be doubled. I will leave a little bit long like this. Now I will not leave too long to describe to you. Look, I am making two layers here. You can do it in one layer if you want. I cut my thread a little bit. You can combine it from the bottom to the top or vice versa. I am equalizing the two ends. Look, I made two layers. You can do it in one layer. First of all, look from one of the pieces like this. From the points we sew, I am passing my thread through the boxes from the intermediate parts like this. I will not tie a knot. Passing it through the gaps like this. I will fix the rope. I'm passing my rope through this part again. Now I'm right at the tip. You can cut these ropes later. Let's hide a little more here. Look, I brought the rope here. Now I'm closing the other piece so that they overlap. Now I'm immediately diving into this tip of the bag here. We'll dive both pieces at the same time, opposite each other. And here, look, I'm jumping over the plastics to close them. I come back to the other piece here, come back to the same point I dived in, and I'm securing the rope here for the second time. Look, we'll have passed this point twice. Look, I'm closing the thread by making two folds like this. Then we'll come to the other point and sew a wrap stitch like this by inserting it into the same box opposite to the other box. Our thread will pass from the top because we don't want the plastic part to be visible. You can also pass through the same point twice. Look at the spaces opposite each other when we double the rope by sinking in this way. Even through this small gap, the rope I am putting it on so that the plastic part is not visible at all. Let's get a braid now. Look at the two pieces from the same spaces like this. Combines. Look, this thread is a thread that does not show any mistakes. Now look, the plastic part is completely closed. I will sew here. When I come to this end, since I want to close these plastics in the mouth, I will close this mouth part by sewing from the gaps on these edges in both pieces in the mouth of the bag. I will combine this edge, then I will combine this side. I will share the closure in the mouth part with you right away. Look, I have completely closed the two side edges of our bag here. We combined and now here the mouth part again with this wrapping stitch. Look like this, we completely lose that plastic tissue on this edge by sinking the boxes. Lastly, the edge boxes look like this. We pass the rope over it and throw the boxes in order and sink them into the appropriate spaces and look like this. We did not wrap this part. We have completely closed it now by closing the mouth part like this. Finally, we will move on to placing our base here. Look at the base here. The most important trick we will pay attention to when placing it is the point where we tie this rope. It is the exact corner point here. From the point where these two of the bag are connected, we will combine it at both ends so that it coincides with here. Look again, I did not tie the rope to the base like this first. I pass it through the intermediate points. I do it in two layers again. I pass it through the intermediate points so that it is strong without spoiling the image. Look inside the boxes. I tied it with my blue rope and found the exact middle part. I am carrying the rope to the point. I remember there were two boxes right in the middle. I am taking the rope here now. I will take this blue rope out later now. Look, I moved the rope to this end without damaging the texture too much. I will cut these extra ropes later. Now look here, the very edge of the bag and the very edge of the base. It is necessary to place this in a balanced manner here, the base in the bag. This is the most important point. I am holding it from here. Now first look at the very edge of the bag. Then let's remember there were two boxes here. I am sewing them by connecting from here. Now I am sewing the other one in the same way. I can take out the rope there. We can cut it with scissors. I had already knotted it once. Let me take it out. Look, I'm taking the thread out now. I've established the connection here. Now, after making this corner end, look at the other sides. By doing a wrapping stitch like this again, I'm dipping into the two pieces at the same time. And look, I'm dipping into the next space of the bag and I'm dipping into the box space on the base and dipping into the opposite spaces. I'm going to join this side of the base first. The very sharp corner will again coincide with the point where the blue thread is here, and I'll continue from here and join the other part. When you take this in your hand, you'll see it very easily. In this way, I'm completely finishing the bag by placing the base. I place my base on my bag. Now I'm going to attach my accessories to my bag. I was going to use a cream color, but I decided on this color because it would look better in black. I'll use a locking point like this on the handle, which is also from the fire bag accessory. These are sold separately. You can now find such kit points in many haberdashery and hobby supply stores. I can even say that F is also available in bag accessories. Again, I will add their Instagram link and the link to their online sales site to the description section below. You can reach them by clicking there. Now I am quickly placing my accessories and completing my bag. We have completed our bag by placing our accessories. We finished our bag using 2 balls of yarn in total. The details of our recipe were like this. I hope you like it and try it. I wish good luck to those who will do it. Don't forget to like our video, leave a comment and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye until we see you in the next video.